Hi, I'm Rodney Black.
And I'm Chet Death. Today on Medieval News, we discuss the Decameron. Written sometime between 1349 and 1353 by Giovanni Boccaccio, the Decameron is a collection of tales.
In order to escape the bubonic plague, 7 young women and 3 young men escaped and went into the woods in a villa in Florence and told stories over 10 days with a specific theme.
That's right. All the stories provide a witty and entertaining commentary on the facets of human nature, what it does to drive the behavior of men. It talks about the forces of love and the sadness of heart.
All these stories still apply today because the morals and ethics all are the same.
As we discussed last week, a man and his sons have just perished in a fire. Originally, we thought no one was left to inherit his fortune.
That's right, but recent discoveries find out that he had a daughter, the same girl who went missing. She has returned.
We now go to a reporter in the field.
So today we're here with Allie Beck, a 14-year-old girl who supposedly left town to search for the way to serve God. So tell me, did you find the Holy Way?
Oh yes, I met a wonderful monk who told me the importance of putting the devil back in hell. He showed me how to do it.
And how's that?
He has something I don't have as a woman, the devil.
He is hurting me so much that I can hardly bear it.
That's why he was naked. He then said,
You possess hell. If the devil persists in giving me so much pain, then you should let me put him back in hell.
So he was a monk? I thought they were supposed to be celibate.
I'm not sure what you mean. We were only serving God.
I guess lust will drive any man to extreme measures.
One cannot resist the call for flesh. I sat down with the most beloved Count of France, who has a riveting tale about his life. Monsieur Cartier?
Bonjour, thank you for having me.
Tell me, how did you go from being a well-respected count to an excommunicated felon?
Well, you see, when the king went away to the war, he left me in charge along with his queen, who I respected in her words that she says to me. But then, she seeing me a single man, see my wife had died, she made an advance on me, crying,
Have pity on my youth, which wastes away like ice before the fire.
Respecting the king, I refused her, and then she accused me of touching her. So she was angry, so I fled.
And you have a daughter, right? She is married to Jacques de Mons, the son of a marshal to the King of England. How?
Ah, yes. You see, the wife of the marshal had a liking for Jeanette, and I took her in. Immediately, Jacques fell in love with her. But because he thought her to be a child of poverty, he withheld his infatuation from his family. So, he fell very, very ill. But in order to save their son, they allowed him to marry Jeanette.
And your son?
Ah, yes, Perrault. Taken in by another marshal for his, impressive skill. He has taken his place now. I am very proud.
And how have you finally made it back here, restored?
Well, the queen, right before she died, admitted her lie, and the king forgivingly accepted me back.
That's fascinating. It seems that even with logic in mind, wanting pushes one to forget. Sometimes love's desire can be damning, but somehow good wins out in the end.
We will return to Medieval News right after this short commercial break. Sick and tired of your friends and family dying from the Black Death? We'll keep those pesky disease-ridden pests away with rat spray.
Breaking news, we now go to a story where age knows no bounds.
Hey, come back! Why do you keep riding by here? You know I'm a younger woman and you have no chance with me, but still you do.
As an older man, I've learned patience and hope. Sometimes women have bizarre wants that cannot be explained.
Wow, that's a good answer. I know my words were hurtful, and you're worthy of the love I have to give.
We're here at the monk monastery where we have some secrecy going on, but we're here to pick up the scoop. You're a monk, yes?
Yes!
Would you say you and your abbot are close?
I'd say so. Sure.
So is it true that one night you slept with a girl and the next day he slept with the very same girl?
Yes, and he tried to scold me for it, but I know he did it as well. And because my technique was better, you see, he's a little bit bigger, we swore each other to secrecy and continued to sneak in the same girl.
Interesting.
Here I am on the scene in Ravenna with Messer Polo Traviseri's daughter. She has just married Nostalgia degli Onesti, but originally she didn't want to. Let's go ask her why. Excuse me, miss. What made you change your mind about Nostalgia degli Onesti?
Ugh, I cannot talk about it. It scares me too much. Ask my husband.
Wait, a word, miss. Here I am with the husband. So, Nostalgio, my man, how did you get her to change her mind about you?
I was wandering the woods, so sad and with sorrow that she didn't love me, and I ran into this knight who was a former peoplesmen of mine.
Come back here, wench! Yes! Good job, dogs! Get so I can kill her! You have done this to me for refusing my love. Now this is your eternal hell. I kill you and stab out your heart. Yeah! Yeah! Wait!
Huh. So what does that have to do with anything?
She, the young girl, treated the knight poorly. So poorly that this is their hell. So I came up with the devious plan to show the one that I loved that didn't love me back this scene. She was so afraid of it that she didn't want this fate that she instantly asked to marry me.
Love's guilt.
We are now at the house of the rich and famous Mizzou. Follow me now.
Hello.
Where have you been for so long?
I went down to the convent and feigned mute and deaf and decided to play this way so that all of the nuns would sleep with me every night. And it was so great that I became rich, fat, and wealthy with plenty of kids, and had enough of it. I decided to come home.
Who gave you this crazy idea?
My buddy Nutu used to work there, but was tired of having his loins tested and decided to come home because he wasn't paid enough either.
And how did you remain deaf and mute for so long?
I will tell you.
Fascinating. Looks like anyone will do anything for love as long as they have a plan.
Now, in the past, we've covered stories about the Decameron where love works out for the best.
But sometimes it doesn't, and there is a deep, deep sorrow that comes along with it.
So now we go to interview two women who faced serious heartbreak.
Welcome to the Heartbreak Table, where we're discussing recent heartbreaks. Here I am with Gizmodo. Tell me about your heartbreak.
Well, it all started. I was my dad's one true love, and he never wanted me to marry anyone. But he gave me off to the Duke of Capua, but he died suddenly. So I got very lonely, and I didn't want to be by myself anymore. So I fell in love with his servant, but that was forbidden because he was too poor, and my dad didn't want me to marry anyone poor.
Okay, so you fell in love with the servant, and it seems like poverty was a real class was a real distinction amongst love. Tell me, did your father catch you in the servant?
Yeah, he was in my room. He was coming to get me, but I didn't know he was in there, and I brought my love in there, and he caught us, and it didn't end well. He sent his servants, and they cut his heart out, and they sent it to me in this goblet.
That's sickening. So, how did it end? How did this affect you?
Well, I cannot live anymore.
Let's bring in our next guest.
We are back at the Heartbreak Table, interviewing Lisa Beto. Why were your brothers so angry with you, Lisa?
I fell in love with Lorenzo, my brother's servant, but my oldest brother caught him sneaking into my house.
Oh no, what did they do to Lorenzo?
They lured him out and beat him to death, but I saw him in a dream and he told me everything, including where he was buried.
What did you do after you heard this dream?
I took my maid and I went to his body. I cut off his head and I took it with me and I put it in a pot and I grew basil on top and I watered it with my tears.
Well, what happened to this pot? Do you still have it to show us?
My brothers got suspicious and they took it. And I just don't know what to do anymore. And I've become so ill and I weep every day. And they took his head and they fled to Naples.
Wow, how sad. There were some very interesting sections from the Decameron tonight.
Yes, we looked at stories and heard new stories of love and heartbreak and fear and lust and what it really drives men to do, of all encompassing in the picture of human nature.
Well, I'm Rodney Black.
And I'm Chet Death, signing off. That's all we have. Thank
Good
you for
night.
watching Medieval News.